Sent this woman multiple checks because I love working with her. I love working with her firm. I love everything that they're doing. Today, we're going to talk about two major things. Number one, who is Bethany LaFlam and what does she do? And I think we got to talk about how she's changing the game with raising capital. If I could go back and learn one thing before I learned creative finance, wholesale, fix and flip, I would learn how to raise private capital. Yeah. Why do you think raising private capital is so important to getting into real estate, scaling, buying businesses, et cetera?
It is a really, I won't say easy, but it's a really good way, effective way to leverage beyond your own bank account, leverage beyond your own credit, leverage beyond your own means, and still be able to do deals, which is why I really love syndication, because you get to leverage OPM, other people's money.
Why do we have to use such scary words? Syndication seems like such a daunting word. Is that just another way of saying raising capital, bringing your friends together, investing in a deal together?
Yeah, it is.
But we have to use scary words, I guess.
Well, you know what's really funny, actually? I was not always in real estate. I actually used to do raises for venture capital and whatever, and they don't use syndication. Syndication is actually pretty specific to real estate. So really? I think maybe we wanted to make it seem more sophisticated.
So how would you describe the difference between a syndication and a fund? I think a lot of people don't know the difference.
You're right, they don't. So a syndication, I mean, they're both under the same rules, right? Same securities rules, same disclosures, all of that. Syndication is typically where you've identified a single asset and you're letting the investors know, hey, I found this dirt, I'm going to buy it, and here's all the information.
Here's the address. Yeah. Here's the numbers on this specific piece of real estate. I'm going to raise money for only this piece of real estate.
Right. And so investors get to take a look at that. They get comfortable with that. Hopefully they are also comfortable with you as an operator. And then you go raise the money to close on that property. A fund is where you can actually go beyond just one asset. You may have identified an asset, but you may not have identified anything yet. Well, we call that a blind pool fund. So you actually are selling your ability to find good deals and your ability to manage good deals to your investors versus the performance of a specific property.
So you're basically saying this piece of land, we're going to try and find something like it.
Yes.
And we're going to find multiple assets maybe like it. And we're going to raise your money preemptively before we need it so that the money's sitting there so that when we do get something under contract, we can deploy the capital quicker, faster, more efficiently.
Correct. Correct. So the investors are investing in you.
Okay, so why are people so afraid of securities attorneys, though?
You know, I don't know. And we make jokes about the bills or whatever. We've actually very specifically, we bill on a flat fee so that our clients are not afraid to call us and ask us questions, that they're getting billed every single time when it's a deal that we can kind of predict the outcome. If it's a really complicated deal, obviously it's, you know, some of the stuff you're doing is a lot more sophisticated than what a lot of our other clients are doing. But for the most part, we work on a flat fee because we want you to be able to put it in the underwriting. We want you to be able to plan for what it is. So why other attorneys are scary, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of attorneys don't really speak English.
I agree.
So it's tough, or they don't understand your business. And one of the things that we really pride ourselves on is I want to understand your goals. The first thing, when you come to PLG, the first thing you get actually is a coaching call.
Dang.
You get a coaching call because we want to know, what are your goals for your business?
Okay, so I remember my coaching call, but here, you know, I make jokes about the invoice, but I think that people that are brand new in the business are like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for a securities attorney. But if you look at every big successful real estate investor, AJ Osborne, Britt, Tarek, all these people that are here at this event that we're speaking at, every single one of them has the same things on their P&L, profit and loss. You have utilities, you have building rent, you have payroll, you have all these things. And guess what else you have? Every single successful investor has a monthly, quarterly, or yearly expense for securities attorneys. It's a requirement. So I look at it and go, guys, just like turning on the lights is needed, just like having an internet bill is needed, you should very quickly seek out a securities attorney to become friends with. I'm actually friends with Bethany. I love her. I get excited about seeing her at events. She's amazing. And we can joke around and have fun. I think when I first started, I had this weird thought like, oh my gosh, it's a securities attorney. Do you ever get that with new investors?
A lot, yeah. I get that a lot. And people are afraid to ask me questions. Or I had somebody just yesterday after I spoke was like, I don't really want to bother you. I just have a quick question. I'm like, that's literally why I'm here.
Isn't that so funny? It's because you're called a securities attorney that they're scared. So, or an attorney, or a lawyer, just the bare minimum. It's daunting and scary. But going back to the person that's here for the first time, what do you think is the best way for somebody to go and raise capital that's never raised capital before?
I actually agree with your advice on this, which is to invest as an LP or a passive investor in somebody else's deal and learn the ropes first and learn from the people that are already doing what you want to do.